it's going to be too difficult to break the truth to people. It's that simple. President Nixon once said that the American people believe anything when they see it on the TV screen. So it doesn't matter what I say, it's what you see. So I'll leave it at that.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. Find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad.
Are you fucking serious right now? Pseudoscience. If it's not based on fact and it's not been proven, it's just it's an opinion, it's a theory, it's pseudoscience. Government is from, it's derived from Latin words. Govern is to control, and ment is from mente, which is mind. So in essence, it's to control the mind.
Control the mind.
And they do it with media and propaganda. You know, you think about it, all the world's banks are owned by the Federal Reserve, except for Iran and North Korea. And it's kind of funny how those are the two countries that we seem to have the biggest problems with. It's because the Rothschilds are trying to acquire those central banks, and they will get them, whether it's by force or by being nice. You know, we couldn't get Cuba's bank, so instead of being hostile towards them, we befriended them. We took off the embargoes, and now the Rothschilds own the Cuban bank. The government is just an illusion. It's put there to make you feel like you're secure and you have choice. You know, the only choice you really have is when you go to like McDonald's, they have like 15 different fucking menu items. Or you go to fucking Baskin Robbins, they have 31 different flavors of ice cream. You know, used to have 7 or 8 different major oil companies, there's down to 2. You know, the financial institutions, there were tons, now they're down to like 4 major ones. There's no choice. The politicians, they're there just to give you the illusion that you have choice, but it's all rigged. You know, it's a big club and we're not in it. One of the major things that the government lies about and has lied about for more than 100 years is the amount of oil that we have, either in reserves or in the ground. They say it comes from fossils. That's why they call it a fossil fuel, like dinosaurs. Middle to late 1800s was the first dinosaur fossil that they found. Prior to that, the Incans, the Mayans, all these other civilizations that built these fucking structures and all this other stuff, they did tons and tons of digging. You know, they never found a dinosaur bone ever. And then we're going back to like the year, like whatever, BC, thousands of years, you know. But what you need to understand is that we drill for oil more than 7 or 8 miles down. Nothing on this planet has been fucking alive to be buried that far underground. It's not going to run out, you know. They use like the fear of loss on the general public, you know. Oh, we're almost going to run out. There's not that much left. We only have a couple in reserves. And it drives the market up, you know. That's why you want fucking $4 a gallon. It's ridiculous. The school system is a joke. It's a brainwashing institution is all it is. It's a tool for the government to create mindless robots. That's all it's for. And if you ever noticed the comparisons between prisons and schools? They're almost the same. A lot of schools you got to wear the same uniform, kind of like a prison. You're told not to talk out of line. Even the way that they're built, the way they look, they resemble fucking prison institutions. But as far as I don't know, I lost it, man. My whole train of thought, that camera fucks me up. Did you know that if you actually look it up, it is not against the law to not pay your taxes. That whole Roswell thing, it's not a UFO, it's the government messing around with different type of propulsion. Space. They can't prove what's out there. We've never fucking been out there, dude. It goes like this. I know that you and just about everybody that I have conversations with on a daily basis are not willing to do the legwork that I've done in the last 18 months. I'm talking like serious looking into things, you know what I mean? Not just turning on a TV and seeing something, you know, and oh, that's just NASA doing their thing. If you go back and you scrutinize a lot of the video clips and a lot of the data that they're fucking pushing on people, it's all gobbledygook. It makes no sense. You know, you look at the lunar rover from the fucking, the LEM from the moon mission and landing and whatnot. You had these 3 astronauts, 2 of them were on the surface. Then all of a sudden, they're only there for X amount of time, like 2 days. They get 5,000 pictures in 4,000 minutes. They're supposed to be these astronauts, but also like perfect photographers because out of all the pictures they took, they're all perfect, every one of them, in frame, everything. And they only had these big chest fucking cameras like this to go around. They didn't have viewfinders and shit like that. And then it gets crazy. And then they had that fucking dune buggy. How did they fit that thing inside the LEM module? The world's flat. Do a little bit of research instead of just going by what NASA and the government tell you and by the CGI videos you see all over Facebook, the internet. Just use your intuition. It's not that difficult to understand it. It's that easy. Peace. Let's say that this is the Earth, or half of it that you go by the globe. This is North America. Alright? Now, a person standing on the continent is not going to see curvature. You're not going to see it. You're too small, you're too low to the ground. Go 100,000 feet in the air. Now, common sense will tell you the higher you go, the more down the curve you're going to be able to see. But that's not what really happens. You do see a curve when, like, Felix Baumgartner went and did that Red Bull jump back in 2014. But if you go back, okay, look at what the government puts out. They got the big hatch door open. They got the curved fucking sky. And he jumps. But now, if you go back and you slow frame that footage, and before they open the hatch door and he jumps out, you can see the horizon line is flat through the port window. So they use a fisheye lens to distort the landscape, get your head all screwed up. So like I said, common sense you'd think would say the higher you go, the more over the curve you'll be able to see. But what really happens in reality is if you're at 100,000 feet of elevation, your eyesight, the horizon is at your eye level. You don't get that from a spinning ball that's supposed to be spinning faster than the speed of sound. The only time you feel the earth actually move is during an earthquake. Go do your fucking research. Everything on the internet is all CGI. You use your own equipment and photograph this shit and videotape this stuff. It's completely debunks everything that NASA puts out there. You go 120,000 feet in the air, you don't see no goddamn curve, but you do with a fisheye lens. Understand something. When I tell you that the earth is flat, you can't ask the internet. Who do you think runs the internet? Fuck government. NASA, it's all connected, man. You got to do the research on your own, with your own 2 eyes. Stop trusting the internet and random shit. It's just clearly evident. It's clearly evident. All the proof is around you. You just got to look. Use your head. I'll give you a conspiracy theory. Any person with their fucking brain intact that actually firmly believes that SpaceX launched a car into space should be locked up in a fucking insane asylum. The car itself, yes, I believe that's real. But they have it on a stand at like an angle, and then everything around it is green screen. You're a fucking retard if you think that that car is floating in space. There's telltales. First of all, the tires are full of air, right? That wouldn't happen in a vacuum. It just wouldn't. The tires would burst. But no, you have this perfect, pristine car seemingly floating in space. How do they keep it level? Like, why isn't it like upside down and sideways? And there's no trajectory correction device, you know, booster, thrust rockets, nothing. Just a car like gliding in space. Come on, man. No stars, no satellites, just black. It's bullshit. And I don't understand why people just... It boils my blood, dude. It boils my blood that people are that fucking stupid. President Nixon back in the 70s said that any American person will believe anything if they see it on TV. That's why I call it the idiot box. I mean, it's been called the idiot box before me, but I fall in line. The whole idea of television was to distract people from ever asking questions. They get all wrapped up in a TV show. Nowadays, people are at work and they can't wait to get home and watch this episode of this or that or the other. It's brainwashing, dude. And if you think that there's not subliminal messaging in TV ads, because it's been proven that there was back in the day, and supposedly the FCC outlawed that shit. No. They put, not only do they use subliminal messaging, but they also use product placement. You know, you'll watch a TV show and there'll be this product or that product. It's not necessarily something to consume. It could be like a fucking can of shaving cream, you know? You go to the store and they say, oh yeah, I need shaving cream. Because you're watching the TV show. They work hand in hand with one another. To a certain extent, they want people to fight about flat earth, round earth, you know? Because they know it's a way for them to test out their theory that they have global dominance with the whole brainwashing thing. From the cradle, you're fucking indoctrinated into believing that the earth is round and it spins. If nobody ever told you that the earth was round and the earth spins, your just natural observations on a daily basis would make you believe otherwise.
Worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. Find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world.
The problem is, in today's society, they mock you, they ridicule you, you're treated as an outcast and a fucking loony bin if you try to push the stuff or try to broach the stuff.
It's the reason why I drink beer.
See, you're almost 60 years old and you've been taught that the earth is round since the cradle. But if you have an open mind and you actually question some of the shit, stuff you've been taught you like that, you'll start to understand that it's absurd. Like, there's people underneath us right now. Come on, man. There's people crack and heroin.
No.
Don't poke that video.